Yo, yo. The video already played, though. Are you in it?
Oh, boy.
J Mac in the building. Good evening. Good evening. My brother, how you doing tonight, man?
I feel good, man. I feel
Executive
good.
decision maker, ain't you?
we ain't gonna get into that. we ain't gonna get into that.
Hey.
Yeah. Hey, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. If y'all watching, y'all make sure y'all share the video. Help us grow. Miscellaneous Mondays, Outrage Wednesdays, Saturday Night Live Saturdays. Today we got a great topic for y'all. We're gonna be talking about a lot of crazy shit today.
Random. Miscellaneous.
Young Scooter.
Rest in peace, Young Scooter. Shout out to the Free Band Gang. We got to get into that and unpack that. We'll get into that just shortly. But
Young Scooter, We're gonna be talking about welfare. All the women upset about the welfare being cut off, and you got 2 years to stay in your $17 apartment. So y'all better stack up that bread. We're gonna be talking about Trump versus Obama too. Why they say the same thing, but Trump always be viewed as the racist. So we gotta talk about a lot of things tonight. How y'all doing out there? How y'all feeling out
what's
there?
What's up, Ashanti? What's up, Jay? We got some good stuff tonight and for the rest of the week.
Tell us where y'all at, where y'all from, how y'all feeling.
I rock with Young Scooter. That John hit my heart, bro. I said, what? The way it's something ain't right. I ain't buying what they putting out in the media.
You don't think something clean in the milk?
Nah.
I don't think so either. I don't think so either. But
Hassan,
like I said, we have to wait and see.
Tahir Show. Shout out to Hassan Tahir. The Tahir Show.
Yeah,
the hair
Hassan.
show. The hair show. Okay.
So we about to get into Young Scooter. Go ahead. What you gonna say? My bad.
No. We can get into Young Scooter, man. We're gonna take a look at this clip and break it down and see what y'all think and what we think.
So let's get into it. Young Scooter.
At 5, Atlanta police have asked for the public's help surrounding the death of rapper Young Scooter. Police say that he died after severely hurting himself while running away from officers on Friday in southeast Atlanta.
They say they were there responding to reports of a woman under attack. Fox 5's Rob Durienzo was first on scene Friday night. Rob, what are you finding out about that 911 call?
Hey there, guys. Well, there are a lot of questions about that 911 call that led police to the home where rapper Young Scooter was celebrating his 39th birthday Friday night. It's not clear if police ever found the woman the caller claims was being attacked, but now they're looking to track down that caller.
He's touching her. If you guys don't get her, she's going to be really hurt.
The woman who called 911 told operators there was something seriously wrong at the home on William Nye Drive in southeast Atlanta.
He's beating her bloody. He's dragged her back in the house.
In 911 audio obtained by Fox 5, the caller claims a woman with a child was bleeding and shots were fired.
I think you guys should get here quick because this girl he's really hitting her, and it's a child involved.
Police have not told us if that woman was ever located or if the call was legitimate.
This girl doesn't have on any clothes. They threw her outside. He was fighting the girl.
When officers got to the home, they say 2 men ran out the back door. One of those men has been identified as rapper Young Scooter. Police on scene said he sliced his leg trying to hop a fence. Medics took him to Grady, where he died.
One can bleed out in seconds from a laceration to a femoral artery.
The medical examiner will determine cause of death. Dr. Cecil Bennett with Noonan Family Medicine says cuts to a specific area of the leg could prove deadly.
The femoral artery is under pressure, which means that once it's cut, it's not just a matter of it bleeding, but there's a pulse. So there's an increased loss of blood because of the pulse of the femoral artery.
Fox 5 captured police back at the home on Monday. The people inside told us they were too heartbroken to go on camera. Dr. Bennett says these injuries can quickly turn deadly if there's not immediate surgery.
It's considered a surgical emergency. A tourniquet must be immediately applied, but getting to the hospital is critical.
And on Friday evening, social media was abuzz with rumors that young Scooter was involved in a shootout with APD. Police say that was never the case, but they're now asking for the public's help to identify the woman who called 911. Investigators say that call was made from a 911 only phone, which makes it harder to trace. At the live desk, Rob DiRienzo, Fox 5 News.
Wow.
So how did you feel about the call? Because we both sit here and it sounded a little.
That sounds very suspect because you even hear it could have been the audio recording because it was an echo, but even her distress level wasn't high.
Right.
She didn't seem like, because if he doing her in the manner she got to call the police, wouldn't she be the next target? Yeah. How close in proximity is she is close?
Well, what if she was just looking out the window and seen it?
Okay, but why is that? If she see it, don't somebody else see it?
Yeah.
She the only witness? Why didn't anybody else make a call, or it was nobody else on the scene to report? Well, I did hear something. You got this woman, now she's nowhere to be found.
Right. And they're talking about the type of phone that she used where it can't be
a 911 only phone. How is it so convenient? You just got a 911 only phone in that area to where he's a successful artist in a sense. I'm not thinking he's around the slums to where they can't afford certain things.
Yeah. So
how does she has a 911 only phone and she's missing? I got questions.
I got questions as well too. Sound like a setup. Also, I want to know what kind of fence you had to jump over to get cut like that.
It looked like wood. If you saw the picture, I don't know if that was just symbolic of what they said or if that was the actual picture of the neighborhood. That was a wood fence.
Yeah.
Wood ain't that goddamn sharp.
Nah, hell, I know my damn wood fence. If it's depending on how old it is, it break. It's like brittle.
It's brittle, yeah.
So if you ain't taking care of it, treating it properly, it's gonna break easy jumping over. So like I said, for him to just cut off an artery, and you know how deep your artery is, like your femoral artery.
It got to be something sharp.
But like I said, I just look at my leg. I might be a lot bigger than a young Scooter too. So like I said, I think that has to play a part as well, depending on how big or how much meat you got to get there. But even still, that type of jumping, because I thought it was gonna say maybe he jumped the fence and the gun went off and shot him in the leg or something like that. But to say you cut yourself on a fence like that, it kind of suspicious.
Why was the first report that came out? Because we thought it was a shooting.
Yeah.
When it first came out, the whole implication or a perception was that he got shot.
Right.
Why you think that is? Why was that just automatically what had happened? But you see this report, they say none of that happened.
Well, I think two persona of a rapper. Secondly, the police.
Okay.
How crime is typically handled in Atlanta and these urban areas. I think most people would just be like, oh, a shootout just sounds like this something normal. Young Scooter got shot. His persona, the stuff he rap about, you might think that he's actually, one of those people that's really about their life that's going to shoot it out with the police. So it just depends on what the narrative is and how you want to spin it.
Now, the elephant in the room, and I said, shout out to Young Scooter, rest in peace to his family. I mean, to him, and my condolences to his family. I just had this one question, and it's the elephant in the room. Why was he there on his birthday?
That wasn't his house?
It could have been his house.
I think there was a birthday celebration in his house.
I get it. But you got this, because they said it was narcotic. It was some more stuff in the report. They were saying narcotics present. It was a bunch of stuff we don't really know yet. But I'm thinking, like, at this point, would I want to have a more plush experience?
Yeah, but if you, at the same time, you could be like me, because I would like to have an experience with my birthday where I'm just sitting around people that I know.
But just think, but you would do, if you do that, you're going to select very private and select individuals that this won't even be a probability of happening.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You're going to pick a quality of people that's going to come sell it, and it's still going to be a certain standard for the decorum to where how could this even be? It won't even be an option.
Right.
So that's my question for a level of Young Scooter. We talking.
I just think that's suspect too, because if you're having a party, you say there's only two people at the party. Young Scooter and one other individual, and then you can't find the girl that was dragged in the house, and you can't find the baby.
That's why I like to say I can't really take the story as they're reporting it. It don't sound it. None of it. This girl is missing.
Yeah.
How can you miss it? Come on, the technology is too potent and it's too advanced for you to be missing a person when where was the phone pinged?
Right.
You telling me the phone at the same location, but they not?
because they do towers. I've seen plenty of cases get solved where they use towers, they ping towers and see how close you are or where you are or where you're calling from. So I don't know if you can do that with a.
Of course,
you should be able to do it with a 911 only phone.
You would think you can do it more so with a 911
Yeah.
only phone than a regular phone with AT&T or whatever.
Yeah, because like to me, it just sounded like she was. It sounded like she was nervous even making the call, not so much frantic.
Authentic.
Yeah,
it didn't sound authentic.
It sounded scripted. It sounded like somebody put her up to do it. Like I said, and another thing, why was he jumping the fence?
Running.
Like, why are you running? Why are you running? What are you running from? What is there to run from?
That speaks to more so the narcotic versus he been in the game so long. He'll take a DV.
Mm-hmm.
You get off on. You gonna get up. You young school. You a DV ain't you. You gonna get off on that.
So you think they had like a whole bunch of shit in the house?
Yeah, like to run from a DV charge.
And maybe that's why the girl called, because somebody knew they had a bunch of stuff in the house.
That's why I'm saying it was not. Yeah. It got to be something because you're gonna be the DV because you're gonna pay the little money, do the little classes.
Depending on probation, if not.
Yeah,
we don't know that aspect either.
But he just been in the game so long. I'm sure he done seen it a million times.
Yeah. But like I said, it's a lot. Like I said, something in the milk ain't clean. I think we still gotta wait till a lot of this story develop. I think the reason that we give them, like we said, it was a shooter. I think the police got a bad rap. Yeah. We've been seeing. I think I seen 2 or 3 videos where they've been falsely imprisoning like black dudes. Like they got a. Did you see the video? The little black boy was trying to go get some batteries for his mama daycare, like the little bubble machine.
I didn't see that.
And when he went, he left, came back, and when he came back, they put him in the chokehold. The police just bum rushed him, and they was like, "We told him commands. Come to find out, the boy's hearing impaired, so he didn't hear.
Okay, I seen the title, but I ain't watched the video.
Yeah, he was hearing impaired.
Okay,
but also people said when they came out, the neighbors around, they said they didn't even give no commands to get down. Yeah. So then they arrested him, put him in the car. Whatnot. When they put him in the car, they take him back out of the car. Supposedly, it was a knife in the back seat after they put him in the car.
That's why I'm saying these stories, we're so gullible that we take everything they put in front of us as far as a report as law and it's truth. When you do the backstory and do the investigation properly, you find out that it's not as what they reported. It's just they have to put something out for their sake to show that they did their job. No, that story just don't add up. But rest in peace, young Scooter.
Miss Jordan said it's a lot that's suspect about this story. If the call was genuine, she would come forward as the person that made the call. Exactly. I think so too.
As a concerned friend, relative, or neighbor, I would agree.
Yeah, or like I said, you just, hey, I made the call, I seen what I saw, and I'm coming forward. You know what I'm saying? If I don't have no association with it, I was passing by, I was looking out the window, just whatever it was. If you know that you're the reason that the police were called, you will come forward. But like I said, them not finding out who it is, that's suspicious already.
And no updates either. It's just been
when it happened.
This happened the 29th.
What did they? 31st.
31st. So it's 2 days ago.
Okay, so yeah, like I said, them not having any witnesses or anybody else. Like I said, the kid and the woman, and it's just you and young Scooter and this dude, and he ran. Like I said, it had to be a lot of stuff in the house. If y'all watch it, y'all make sure y'all like the video, and y'all make sure y'all share the video. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. We on all social media platforms: Rumble, Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly known as Twitter, and we on Instagram. Like I said, if y'all want to support the channel, the Cash App is up there on the screen, and y'all make sure y'all share the video so we can get the word out about our Miscellaneous Mondays. Help us out, and make sure y'all call in later on in the show, because we will have call-ins about all of the stuff that we're talking about. The numbers at the bottom of the screen, so y'all be prepared for that as well.
We had some comments. I think Jay and then Ashanti had some. Scroll up a little bit.
Jay said, definitely gonna have to watch the replay. I'm at the Texas and TCU game at Legacy.
Oh yeah, they got the tournament. And Shanti, what Shanti said they had a party.
Sounds like a sidekick tried to blow his spot up.
Okay.
Because she wasn't invited.
Oh yeah, she done popped up.
That lie probably came from the caller. She lying about everything.
Yeah, I agree.
She said they had a party planned later that night. I think seemed like the pregame. They said Future was about to surprise him with a car at the party.
Dang. Yeah, because they renovated that little area over there by State Farm Arena. They did some upgrades over there. I think Rollo he ended up getting a subdivision or a house over there. They done redid all that. It looked nice though.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's very crazy.
We're gonna move on to what we got next.
R.I.P. to young Scooter.
R.I.P. to young Scooter, man.
Next thing we're going to talk about is the welfare queens.
Uh-oh.
The welfare queen.
No more free lunch.
No more free lunch. Let's watch this first video that we got of the press secretary talking about the stuff that Donald Trump is planning on cutting off. Let's go.
This is not a blanket pause on federal assistance and grant programs from the Trump administration. Individual assistance, that includes, I'm not naming everything that's included, but just to give you a few examples, Social Security benefits, Medicare benefits, food stamps, welfare benefits, assistance that is going directly to individuals will not be impacted by this pause. And I want to make that very clear to any Americans who are watching at home who may be a little bit confused about some of the media reporting. This administration, if you are receiving individual assistance from the federal government, you will still continue to receive that. It is the responsibility of this president and this administration to be good stewards of taxpayer dollars. That is something that President Trump campaigned on. That's why he has launched DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency, who is working alongside OMB. And that's why OMB sent out this memo last night, because the president signed an executive order directing OMB to do just this. And the reason for this is to ensure that every penny that is going out the door is not conflicting with the executive orders and actions that this president has taken. It means no more funding for illegal DEI programs. It means no more funding for the Green New scam that has cost American taxpayers tens of billions of dollars. It means no more funding for transgenderism and wokeness across our federal bureaucracy and agencies. No more funding for Green New Deal social engineering policies. Again, people who are receiving individual assistance, you will continue to receive that. And President Trump is looking out for you by issuing this pause because he is being good steward of your taxpayer dollars. It is a temporary pause, and the Office of Management and Budget is reviewing the federal funding that has been going out the door. Again, not for individual assistance, but for all of these other programs that I mentioned. The past 4 years, we've seen the Biden administration spend money like drunken sailors. It's a big reason we've had an inflation crisis in this country, and it's incumbent upon this administration to make sure, again, that every penny is being accounted for honestly.
So I'm going to ask you a question before we get started.
Yeah.
You know, I think she's 29. She married like a 60-year-old man.
I ain't surprised. I ain't surprised.
That's crazy. I know that's here nor there, but we talking about. But a lot of people was like, "Dang, she." And then she looks older than 29 too.
I thought she was like me at 34.
Yeah, she is a white lady, so put that out there. You know, a lot of white women age pretty bad. So I hate to say it, but it's just true. It's just true. So we're gonna play some videos right now of the outrage that I've been seeing from a lot of Black women. Let's go.
This thing that's happening, is it true? Like, am I gonna have food stamps next month? Are my kids gonna be able to eat lunch after Monday? Am I gonna get WIC next month? Can I fill my prescriptions next week? Does anyone know what's really going on and like how it's working? Because I know it's supposed to go into effect at like 5 o'clock tonight, but then a judge put the school lunch part off until Monday. But how am I supposed to buy food next month? How am I supposed to buy milk next month?
That I am glad that they are cutting food stamps for people who are able-bodied adults without a dependent. If you are an able-bodied adult without any dependents, why is it that you are receiving food stamps in the first place? Why is it that you cannot get up and go to work like everybody else since you are an able-bodied adult without dependents? I'm glad that they're cutting food stamps. Now, I am not someone who thinks that nobody should ever get government assistance. You have fallen on hard.
I got this in the mail. If you're an able-bodied adult without dependents, you need to be working because you will not be receiving food stamps anymore. Okay? Yeah. And when you are eligible to receive these food stamps, it would only be every 3 months out of every 3 years. So within a 3-year period, 36 months, it would only be 9 out of those 36 months.
Crazy.
I'm going to say this. If you allow the government to feed you, you allow the government to starve you.
I agree 100%.
If you're allowed the government to feed you, you're allowed the government to starve you. And I think that's where we at with a lot of this stuff. It's crazy that so many people living, like they say, high on the hog, on the backs of taxpayer money, and think that this will never come to an end.
We got a coattail culture.
You
can look at
so
you got a bunch of people that come in and bring in these epic movements, companies, businesses, and you have those who, they benefit by proxy. This is my cousin. You got nepotism, which I'm a fan of nepotism to a degree, but you got people who, well, I just do what they're doing. I say what they're saying. I sell what they're selling. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you end up having a market full of the same items, but we can have other items. You look at other countries, you look at the food, you just look at our food. Our food is very limited. A lot of it is processed.
Yeah.
But a lot of it is toxic. It's got a lot of chemicals.
Yeah.
You go to other countries, Africa, Asia, you see these foods you never seen before. You look at the ingredients, it's what it is. Like chicken ingredient is chicken.
Yeah.
Beef ingredient is beef.
Right.
You look at, you see what I'm saying?
Like even the stuff that's on the bottle that's labeled 100% X, Y, and Z, and then you start reading it, high fructose corn syrup and all this other stuff. Even though it says on the label 100% X, Y, and Z.
So if I can bring you to a state where I just keep you comfortable, right, and say, hey, this food, like you look at the behavior in children, it's all diet. I say the behavior of most people in this country and just across the world, diet is going to influence that.
Did you see that meme that was going around like 2 weeks ago that said they had released a report, a study that said most of the ADHD from food, eating processed food in children.
Yeah.
So like when we have these conversations, a lot of people know what we're doing. They're trying to keep Americans like doped up, but also they're trying to keep Americans dumb. They're trying to keep Americans blind. Like even the propaganda that goes on to think that, hey, this is how things are supposed to be.
Yeah.
If you've been getting paid, if you've been paying $27 for your rent, your mama paid $17 for the rent, and your granny paid $7 for the rent, and y'all all been in the same hood for a long time, y'all just getting over at this point. And then you go there and have all these kids. Now you're worried about if your kid's gonna be able to eat. It don't make no sense for you to have those kids and then the government say, we're gonna cut off food stamps, and then you say, well, I'm worried about if my kids gonna eat. If you couldn't support your children by yourself, you don't need to be having children. Point blank, period.
Again, you got to understand we have a society now where the education boundaries are not there anymore. We got people that was in this, let's say in our data, quote unquote, slow class, mixed in with the people that was in the regular and AP classes.
Yeah.
They working together, they're procreating together, and they're socialized together, whether social media or in the club. So you can't really tell what's what when we're doing the same behavior. How can you tell I'm the higher intellect and you're the lower intellect when we're doing the same thing?
Shit, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Now we're mixing.
Is there a such thing as being higher intellect if you're around or in the same community? Because they say what the cream rises to the top.
Some cases you got to think it's a lot of geniuses behind that wall. And they are a product of their circumstance, which they had no choice in. Brenda's got a baby. I didn't know I was going to be the baby that she dumped in this dumpster, but I lived.
Yeah.
I ain't know I was going to be the baby that come from the gutter. You see what I'm saying? So some cases I could be the rose that came from the concrete.
Yeah.
In most cases, we won't see that because the probability is the environment is going to influence your future and your outcome.
Yeah, because like I said, that's all you know. And this is what we see when it comes to welfare. A lot of people, it's all that they know. And it's sad that, we would think that people would want to try to do better. But I guess being comfortable, if you ain't got to work for nothing and you ain't got to pay for rent, and rent and food is like the two main things you're going to pay for, right? If I got the government paying for that, I can just live comfortable, do what I want to do. That's why we see all these women, they be talking about going to the club and they have these car notes. And it's crazy that so many women that I've been seeing have these car notes, but y'all stay in the hood. How y'all still can't pay your $1,000 car note?
Upkeep, cosmetic upkeep. I don't know. We did a live podcast.
I don't think we did one.
I did a video about it. We was talking about the monthly expenses that a woman spends to keep herself looking and having a certain lifestyle.
Right.
Cosmetic is eating about 40% of that check.
You think
Nails,
spending that much?
wax, nails, hair, makeup twice a month. The makeup In some cases, they charging $150 now a face. That's $300 a face for a month. My nails, pedicure, $300. Lashes $160 now. Eyebrows and hair. You talking hair? $400 to $800 in some cases.
Well, I've been seeing them talking about the Amazon wigs lately. So.
Yeah, now okay, they gonna cut corners here and there, but the frequency in which they want to cut corners. Because I went out, but now we're going out of town. I gotta go.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to keep up too. And I ain't put no gas in my car yet. I ain't paid no car note or insurance. So a lot of that check I already ate in too.
Because they already said what most especially we talking about black women, they only make like $38,000 a year average.
Yeah. And let's say for the ones that say that's also working full time but still getting assistance, a lot of the food you gotta think about the rate at which we consume.
Yeah.
So you get a people comfortable with consuming because you gonna get something on the first. Spend that shit because you gonna lose it.
Yeah.
Ain't it a loser or use to lose it to a degree
with your food stamps
in certain programs?
I have no clue because I thought you can stack your food stamps up every month.
I know it's a monthly allotment, but I think
I don't know. I never had food stamps. So
okay.
I don't know.
Like
I don't know how to work. I bought food stamps before. I don't know if I'm supposed to even say that.
I don't know if it works to where all my food stamps I saved for 2024 roll into 2025.
Yeah, I don't like I said,
I don't know. If y'all know that, put it in the comments.
Yeah, put it in the comments because I don't know.
But what I'm saying, you got people that's working full time and also getting benefits. But a lot of our consumption, we waste food.
Yeah.
I would say we waste more food than we eat as a whole.
We do. I just think about like my kids and when I buy them food and how much they'll leave on the table, and I just end up feeding it to my dog.
Yeah.
Do
that for a whole year.
I just think about this. My dog literally eats better than most people in the world.
Yeah. Now take what you just said and do that for 2 years straight. Yeah. How much food is that?
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
And just thinking about that, me and my wife was like, hey, we got to cut back on going out to eat. Because I was telling her we probably spent $20,000 last year just eating out.
It get up on you quick.
And she was like, you think we spent $20,000 on just eating food? I was like, baby, just think about this. We went to STK last December. That was $500 just in that one meal.
DoorDashing
$50, $60 at a time. Yep. You do that 3 times, that's $150. That add up. Then when me and you get together on the weekend, we going out to eat, taking the kids. We spending $150 every time we go out to Outback, Longhorn. That's a $150 ticket when we take the kids with us. Yeah. You know, and then let's say me and you go on a date. We go on the Blueprint, $300. Going to Paris, $300. Like that money add up. So I told her, I said, but we got to start cooking. We got to cut back. And then, like I told her, I said, another thing is both of us got to make sure we focus on our weight. Like cutting weight is like a big goal for both of us this year. So like cleaning up our eating, make sure that we healthy. I just noticed a difference. Like I just come off a fast. Like I noticed a big difference in energy, the way my skin looked, the way like my mental clarity and stuff like that. So just even talking about the food the shit that the people go and buy. Because like we've all been in a store and we seen a woman with a bunch of kids and her basket full of shit. It ain't nothing but bullshit. Yep. Whole bunch of cereals with all this sugar in it. Yep. Just a whole bunch of warm up meals you just throw in the microwave to feed the kids, Twinkies, hot pockets and shit like that. So that ain't nothing that's edifying to the kids. That's something that's to pacify them for the time being. Something that's easy. They ain't got to bother you. Ain't got to cook. Hey, baby, go in there and warm that hot pocket up. You know what I'm saying? So those are the things that I see a lot of people when I watch people that get food stamps, or when I'm in the store and I know they got the basket full and I see them come in there. And then, like I said, a lot of other stores are starting to accept them, like gas stations now. You know, now you can go in the gas station. You know, ain't nothing in the gas station but chips and cakes and shit like that. Yep. It ain't nothing healthy. So, like I said, they definitely, Ms. Jordan said, they trying to keep Americans sick. The medical industry is big business.
I have a controversial take, and I think me and Sid talked about this off camera before. I believe childhood obesity is a form of child abuse.
I agree.
If you have a children and they're obese,
I agree.
That's neglect to a degree, and you know the diet is not lined up, and you probably can correlate school performance with their diet.
That, and then you got to think about if your child is obese. I just think about how cruel we were as children, cracking on people that were big and stuff like that. Like, that ain't a safe place.
You're opening them up to being bullied.
Right. They having some more low self-esteem. They already feel funny about, because they bigger than everybody. Like that video, I don't know if we played that on the podcast of that big girl trying to run up the steps to get on the slide.
Oh,
and everybody running past her. She out of breath by the time she get to the top of the slide, have to take a break.
Yeah.
That don't make no sense for no child to be that big.
You gotta
to be that big is crazy.
I get that iPad sitting in front of you, give you them snacks. We was outside. Wasn't no iPads.
I was out though, kid.
You'll come in and play Nintendo, Super Nintendo, but for the most part, hey, you finna go outside, ride bikes, hit the playground, basketball court, stuff like that. Now you can do all that inside.
Yeah.
You want to hoop, or you got the video game. You want to FaceTime. It's a different culture, but the pressures of the economy is what's also is. I think this all is a big formula. I raise up the prices, so you got to work more, which takes more time from you and your kid. So now and then what you gonna buy bullshit because I ain't got time to cook.
Let me ask you something. Do you think it should be mandatory to send your children to school?
Nope. I think it should be mandatory. My mandatory, it should be you should educate your own children.
I think it should be like that.
You shouldn't be like, if you just think, you break it down and say, hey, I'm going to send my child to these 5 teachers. I meet them, they can easily sell me some bullshit, put on the pantsuit, put on the white diamonds, perfume, and all that bullshit, and be teaching my children some totally contradictory to what I reinforce at home.
Right.
And information that's not pertinent to their development and maturation. I would rather my children, once I had them, to mature earlier than the norm. You see what I'm saying? I see these one here, one there, where she graduated at 16, graduated 15. She the first. She got a PhD at 22.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I would want my child on that scale, because when you look at those stories, most of the time it's homeschool.
Yeah.
It's independent learning. Is not this conveyor belt traditional education where you go sit in this school, go to 5 periods, learn about the Pythagorean theorem that you never gonna use in life.
See, and that's another thing that I like that. Oh, pi and shit like that. Fractions and shit like that. Like those are the things when we have conversations like, why are we teaching those type of things? And then if you're gonna go to fractions, okay, let's say you need fractions because you want to be a carpenter. You want to go into construction. That makes sense. But how many people are actually going into construction? Y'all done took all the trades out of the schools.
I want to say it's Japan, and they got their ranking system. We may get into that on another day. They got the school. You ever seen the global school rankings? I think Norway, Finland, Japan, they was like top 5, top 7.
Yeah.
And they say they don't force a specific curriculum on everybody. They do an assessment test to see what the students gravitate to first, and they build a curriculum around their interests.
As Jordan say, the way you eat is hereditary in a sense. If you are not taught to value the way you eat, it is easy to do those quick meals that are not healthy. I actually think those meals are addicting.
I would agree, Ms. Jordan. I think if you look at the chemicals and you look at the background, these chemicals are addictive or act as, it's not an opioid, but it's an addictive drug in them, like cheese. Cheese is very addictive. You go anywhere, they got cheese in the ingredients. You go to Mexican, they got cheese. You want to make burger, cheese. You got people that get Mac chickens. You got people that get sandwiches that don't have nothing to do with cheese, and they say add cheese on that. Let me get a McChicken with cheese. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you look at these foods and the chemicals and the ingredients, they are addictive. Capri Suns, high fructose corn syrup, all of that. And food is not regulated the way it used to be. You'll go to school, you see the 5 food groups. You don't see that.
No, they don't have it anymore. As a matter of fact, when I went to say Creed, the speech, I walked through the lunchroom. It ain't nothing about nutrition. Because I remember we used to have a bunch of posters on there, on the wall about stuff. Even the lie about milk. They used to have the little lie about milk and how it make your bones strong and stuff like that. It was in their lunchroom had no posters about nothing healthy. So, like I said, because now, like I said, we get new information. Milk is not healthy for you. Especially most black people lactose intolerant anyway.
Yeah.
I think most people, except for white people, white people
drink cow's milk.
Yeah, drink a cup of milk.
But I'm gonna eat my Haagen-Dazs. Haagen-Dazs is non-GMO. I fuck with the Haagen-Dazs.
Oh, okay.
But
so like I said, we just living in a different time. I think we got a lot of information. It's crazy that we got more access to information, but it seems like we got dumber.
Yeah, because we got more complacent. We live in a state of decadence now. Everything is about entertainment, stimulating. I need this dopamine rush. I need to feel good. I'm outside on the weekend. People can't wait to Friday to turn the bottle up.
Yep.
They can't. It's our culture is kind of evolving to like an Atlanta nightlife or Houston, where it's Monday through Sunday now. Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays. Every night is the turn up.
Yeah.
So if you turned up every night, when are you operating at a high level? If you turned up every night,
or just think about that, or just putting like alcohol in your body the way that a lot of people do. Being drunk.
Yeah.
Now you got to be drunk, when you're happy hour, or take a little drink on your little break, or at 12 o'clock, or you got to go smoke some weed here or there. Like you got to always be on this perpetual state of getting high or inebriated to take you away from your bullshit ass life. A lot of people feel that way, and so it's scary that so many people just can't be happy with self. They need another medium to escape what they really going through.
Yeah, I don't think happiness is a state. It's just, it's a state, but it's not a destination. People have the perception that they're always gonna be happy. It's insanity. You're not gonna always. You got several emotions. You're not gonna always just be happy. But food makes us happy. I get happy when I'm about to eat. I eat Tzatzikis every day.
That's the addictive nature.
Yeah.
I think a crackhead. We didn't seen crackheads. Oh, I got my crack pipe finna. You got. I think it's the same thing. We ain't nothing but crackheads, but it's just with the food and people might think that's drastic, but that's why it's called the FDA, the Food Drug Administration. Like they are in the same building because those things do the same things to our body.
One of the ladies said, if you're able-bodied, you shouldn't be. Do you think cutting public assistance is going to be a good or bad thing for society?
Good thing. Anytime you the thing is, people want to go through life without stress. And so the government alleviates a lot of stress. That's why the comfortability of being on food stamps and being on welfare generation after generation, because a lot of people don't have that added stress. But the thing about stress is, like they said, pressure bust pipes or make diamonds. When you add that extra stress on people, you get more people that's creative, innovative. Just like we talk about the eggs.
Yeah.
We talked about the eggs. Everybody talking about the egg price. Oh my God. Then I get on TikTok. Now all these black women about chickens, and they got chicken coops, and now they selling eggs. See, the added stress bring out. You need stress because, like I said, the cream rise to the top. You got so many people that aren't there in these that's in these positions that ain't able to really flourish and show who they really are to their full potential. Because, like I said, the food we eat, how we get around, transportation, like everything is so convenient that people aren't innovative like they used to be. You got to think. Literally, egg prices had to go up. So I'm seeing people on the internet talking about they got chicken coops now.
Now, let's take public assistance. And now, because again, we got this gap between the high intellect and the lower intellect.
Mm-hmm.
I would say if we fed our own lower level and kind of wean them off it, build them up, because can you really build somebody up because you say the cream rise to the top? Can you really do that in mass? Can you really get a mass group of people, or do you say, hey, this is going to be our group, but we'll take care of them versus an outside entity like the government?
I think survival of the fittest, that, like I said, they go back to just the comfortability of what we've done in America. Survival of the fittest has eluded a lot of people.
Yeah.
And to the point where we're allowing people, and this might sound bad, we get on the internet and they have shows on TLC where we have people in wheelchairs and in relationships and be popular. And now, like I said, those are the type of people we would leave in the woods back in the day. We would leave them in the woods. They deformed a lot of the Down syndrome people. And I get it, that sounds cruel. That's somebody's child, that's somebody, loved one, cool. But in the back of the day, it was the reason we would do that because we didn't want that genetic deformity to keep coming on.
Yeah.
A lot of those genetic deformities come from incest. Like Shamar, like that's one of the people said his parents, brother and sister.
That's why.
So when you think about why he looked like he looking, your spine all creaky and stuff like that, and you got 42 teeth in your mouth, it's like makes sense. Yeah. So when we talk about like how taking care of the lower people, I just think we get to the point where survival of the fittest needs to come back into play to where we can see who actually smart. We can see who actually innovative. We can see who actually strong, or who the best of the best. We can see who's actually the warrior. We can really see who the big dog. But like I said, it's survival of the fittest that lose a lot of people.
And that's why I would give some pushback, because I see that point, but it's almost like, okay, if I don't take care of these people, which let's say I got the resources, if I don't take care of these people, am I now I'm fooled? Because they see I got it and I ain't getting them back. So now, okay, I could have said, hey, I'm put this
How do
here.
they, if you got it, how they reach you though?
I mean, where there's a will, there's a way on both sides.
Yeah,
Survivor is scalable. So if these person break-ins, hey, we finna scope home invasion, all type of shit.
But like if we watch The Purge, right? Some people have so much money when The Purge hit, they don't never get affected.
Yeah, they
So it just depends. Like I said, if I got the resources, I got the money, some things ain't gonna come to my doorstep.
That's that 1%. We talking about the rest of the.
That's what I'm saying. You talking about? Aren't you talking about the 1% taking care of the rest of the people?
I'm talking about the scalable, because it's a.
So what? Okay, so let's say we're not talking about the 1%. What percentage for closer to the up gonna take care of the bottom? So the
top 30.
The top 30 gonna take care of the next 70.
Yeah, because you got people in the middle that don't really need nothing. The only people that really need something is the bottom 30. The 40 to 50, they get here. They're not in survival mode to a degree where they're gonna take something and murk something. So the lower 30 is.
So the top 30 people, 30% gonna take care of the lower 30%.
Yeah.
So that's 60. So the 40% in the middle take care of they
self-sufficient. They take care of they say self-sufficient. You see what I'm saying? Well, we don't really know nobody in our bracket that's on public assistance. We kind of sufficient. We not maybe thriving and balling, but we ain't on. We finna take some. Yeah. But you got that lower 20%, man. I don't know what my next day gonna look. I gotta take some tonight.
Yeah, I get it, but they not gonna take it from the upper 30. They're gonna take it from that bracket. That's right, but that's the closest to them. Because that's the closest people. I'm closer to you. Because if I'm going to take something, and let's say I'm riding the mountain brook, and I look like I don't belong, I'm gonna have the police called on me. Yeah. Hey, it's a suspicious looking black man, or not even. Let's say you white, but you just dressed a certain type of way. You out here swinging at the air. You like you been on drugs. Your hair look mangy. Hey, it's this white man. He look a little dirty. I haven't seen him around. He's walking around the neighborhood. He's gonna call the police. They're gonna call the police on that same white man too. Yeah. So when we have these conversations, it's gonna be the person that's closer in vicinity to you. So it ain't gonna be those top 30 people that they gonna get took from. It's gonna be those 40 people that you're talking about that's self-sufficient. Because I'm closer to you. You can't protect yourself as well. You might be good, but you can't protect yourself as well as somebody that's up there in that 30. But they got all the types of guns. They got the barriers. They got the bulletproof walls of their house. They can sit out and snipe you, and you can't get up there. I like I said, my garage is built a certain type of way. I got secret compartments in the house and shit like that. Yeah. You just in a regular house. I can kick through the front door and run through the back door in 2 seconds. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think that we should take care of anyone.
You think every man for themselves?
I think every man for themselves. I think how it happens, I think people naturally find hierarchies of things. So like if you was a big ass nigga right now, you were just whooping people ass, I'd be like, okay, we're not gonna fuck with him. But we might want to put him as the leader where he could pick through, because he might know other people that could protect our village. You get what I'm saying? So I might not fuck with you because you nigga that's been beating everybody ass, you barbaric, you with all the bullshit. We're gonna put you over the war. We're gonna put you over the army. You get the other people that want to follow you because you showed and proved to do X, Y, and Z. That's why I said when we had these conversations like about like welfare and protecting the lower just gotta go. Because like even the Bible said, the Bible
said want to get rid of them.
I don't want to get rid of them. Yeah. I just I just think we've made it so comfortable where people can keep the bottom of the bottom around. Just think about No Child Left Behind. What was that? Bruh, I was in 8th grade. Listen to me. I was in 8th grade with 2 guys in my class that both were supposed to be in the 10th grade. One of them had a kid that he was always talking about pussy all the time. I'm trying to give me some pussy. And I'm like, what? Like they joked and played about it, but we didn't really know a lot of people that was okay. It was people that was, but it wasn't a lot. It wasn't like a mass thing to where this dude was talking about it and had a kid. We in the 8th grade. He's supposed to be in the 10th grade. Like he's about to get, these 2 guys are getting ready to drive. So I remember when the No Child Left Behind, we come in the next day and we was like, I ain't gonna say that now. We was like, well, such and such and such and such. And the teacher like, well, Miss Murray was like, yeah, well, they skipped them on the head to their right grade.
That's crazy.
Now
Ain't no right grade. You ain't
right. You're in the wrong grade because you're not passing. Even still in the 8th grade, these are people that were still struggling to pass the 8th grade. So you mean to tell me no child left behind? Now you got these people that ain't functional in school, can't pass, but now they in the regular world.
It's what I mentioned earlier. You got the gap has been closed down. Social media, so you don't know who was in the glass house,
right,
and who was in the AP. You see what I'm saying? Because they all interacting with each other, displaying the same behavior.
And I think when people be talking about, like, for instance, when black people get money, they move away. And they thinking it's because you don't want to be around other black people. I just think when you get some money and you're able to do better, you want to be around other people that does better too.
Like-minded.
Like-minded. You want to have the same mindset of people that want to take care of the yard, want to do remodeling to their houses, want to send their kids and value education. If you're in a environment where people don't care about that, and you got the money, you got the car, you got the wheels. Now you still close to those people that you talking about. Hey, we got to go get them. He flossing on us. He done bought the new wheel, got the wheels on now. He done bought the new Jabos. He done bought, you know what I'm saying? He done got the new Vizu jeans on, and you know what I'm saying? So I gotta go get them. So I know I'm a mark now. I gotta leave.
Yeah.
Like, just think about like Ice Cube. Ice Cube talk about, I try to stay in the hood or whatever, and they was robbing me all the time.
Yeah, you got to get out of there.
You got to get out of there. And so, like I said, the bottom people got to fend for themselves, but the government allows them to stick around. Just think about right now, you just cut welfare and how many, you got to think about it. It was a video of a woman, and another woman they was having a conversation, and she said, basically, I'm struggling. You know what that old lady told her?
What?
Have a kid.
That's insane. Kid equals a check.
Have a kid. You're gonna be on welfare. They're gonna give you a place to stay. They gonna give you a place to stay and food. That's all you need.
Yeah.
Just by having a kid. And we wonder why so many, like we talk about the government become a lot of these women daddies and these children daddies. Like, a lot of these women understood, if I just have a kid and multiple kids, now if I need a little extra money, I put the dad on child support.
We seen the videos of the lady breaking down why she got seven baby daddies and calculating how much she gives each.
She said, if I had one baby daddy and we got 6 kids, I only get 26% of his check.
Yeah.
But if I have 7 baby daddies, I get 26% of each of their checks.
Exactly.
And that's crazy that
make
people
a little over 100.
You gotta think about it. She getting paid. She just get all she's doing is getting paid to just lay on her back, literally. She's that's a prostitution, in another form.
And just the kicker, you can do that, but you can't marry multiple. You can
and that's crazy, ain't it?
You can have the babies, but you can't marry.
You can't marry multiple people. You can't marry multiple women, but a woman can get out here and say, I got 7 baby daddies, and I'm gonna put all on child support. And y'all they putting this on the internet. We know the government made the internet, so y'all see the bullshit that's going on. So you mean to tell me y'all don't want to stop all of this? Y'all want it to be like this because y'all want chaos, y'all want confusion. Y'all don't really want people to be living in utopia. I heard the coldest line the other day. Utopia is always one law away. Utopia is always one law away. That shit
depends on the law.
But you gotta think about it. It ain't never gonna be. They're gonna pass them. It's gonna come back. Well, we need to rectify this
and bring something else in.
Bring something else in.
Undermine that.
Somebody else gonna come back in. Oh well, we can make it better. We can do this, but we never get to utopia because it's always one law away.
What Ms. Jordan say? Having children by
that many men blows my mind.
I can't understand it. 6 baby daddies, 5. I don't get it.
Yeah, that is scary to think and nasty at the same time. How the heck did you remember their names?
She got name tags.
She probably don't. She just numbered them. They ain't got names. That baby daddy number 2. That baby daddy number 3 right here. So like I said, it's crazy that we are seeing stuff and they are putting like the audacity to get on the internet knowing that you getting paid by the government, and you get on the internet and say why you got these many baby daddies and you're not scared they're gonna cut your child support off. You're not scared they're gonna cut your food stamp off? Like, just think about that. That's brazen to just get on the internet and to say these things.
You notice we ain't seeing the men with these reaction videos, right?
What?
As far as losing their benefits, you haven't seen any men on the internet saying, "Hey, I'm losing this. I'm losing."
Well, that's because most men don't believe in welfare.
Yeah. So I'm saying when you see that, it shows clearly it's an abuse. It's bias and it's an abuse of the system.
Yeah, but I think honestly, I think a lot of men could get support from the government. We just choose not to.
I don't think they would give it. I think we'll have to jump through more hoops. We have to prove more reason to justify why we need this. I think we'll be monitored a little bit heavier than the women are.
I don't know, because like I said, I know guys that have been basically in the same circumstances as women, but they just don't apply. So like I said, I think a lot of guys just don't apply because kind of like having somebody depend on you, it kind of makes you feel like you failed as a man. You being dependent on somebody else kind of makes you feel like you failed as a man, because that's part of being a man, provision and protection. Let's say I got 2 kids. My baby mama, she ain't worth a damn. She drug addict. Now I got the kids. I need a place to stay. And what I do, I just go work hard. I go and try to find. I might have to ask my mama, "Hey, mama, come stay with me. Take care of the kids. Take the kids here and there." Men find ways to make a way to where they don't have to depend on it. Like, there's a story of this. I forgot the man's name, but there's a white man. He had to get on welfare. When he got on welfare, they was paying for him, place to stay, child support. Food stamps and stuff. After he got his job and stuff, he paid the government back the money.
Yeah, there's no.
So, like I said, and I think a lot of men use their ego to fuck themselves.
Absolutely.
And so, with that idea, a lot of guys should just play the game. Because how they gonna know you get food stamps? You gonna know, and I guess that's the internal conflict.
You know how they gonna know. Everybody always got that cousin, auntie. You know which guy was in the office today.
But see, I don't even think you got to go to an office. I thought you just apply online.
I mean, back in the G,
Yeah, but I'm saying about today.
Nowadays, you probably apply online.
Now, back in the day, that's probably another reason a lot of men, you don't want to go down there with all. It's over 45 women, but only had. You know what I'm saying? You won't want to do that. So, like I said, that ego, that'll be a bruise to your ego. You wouldn't like that. You wouldn't want to see that. Like I said, part of being a man, it'll make you feel less than a man. So I don't know. Like I said, I just think when we talk about the lower rung of people, that 30% you're talking about, they got to go.
What you willing to get into? What we got? We're gonna take some calls, and then we about to do the Trump.
We can do the Trump and what's calling. Oh yeah. Right. If y'all want to call in, y'all can go and call in. I got my phone ready, but we'll go to the Trump and stuff. All right. Let's go to this.
Knows that getting rid of the deficit will require some tough decisions. And that includes cutting back on billions of dollars in programs that a lot of people care about. But what should be easy is getting rid of the pointless waste and stupid spending that doesn't benefit anybody. Waste we should be getting rid of even if we didn't have a deficit. Sure, some of these cuts aren't that big, but no amount of waste is acceptable. Not when it's your money. Not at a time when so many Americans are already cutting back. Just as families are living within their means, government should too. Did you know the federal government pays for a website devoted to a folk music ensemble made up of forest rangers? They're called the Fiddlin' Foresters. I'll put their music on my iPod, but I'm not paying for their website. And there are hundreds of similar sites that we should consolidate or just get rid of. By the way, you're not only paying for websites no one needs, you're paying for thousands of buildings all across the country no one uses. For the last decade, the government's owned a massive and completely empty warehouse in the middle of Brooklyn, for example. Now, the government hadn't been able to sell this building and others like it because of red tape and Washington politics that held things up for years. But we're finally cutting through all that and plan to get rid of these buildings in the months ahead. We need to step up our game. We need to go after every dime. We need to make government work for you. That's why, starting today, I've asked the Vice President to lead a renewed effort to hunt down misspent tax dollars in every agency and department of this government. We're calling it the Campaign to Cut Waste, and I know Joe's the right man to lead it, because nobody messes with Joe.
there's a new standard by which the government is going to function from this point on. The American people are entitled to transparency. Look, a lot of this depends on new, sophisticated methods, but it also, we know, depends on relentless focus on making this a priority. Focus that can't be delegated. We're holding ourselves accountable, and we're deeply committed and focused on making government function better. We're not just eliminating fraud and waste. We hope to be instilling an entire new culture that not only our administration, but every succeeding administration will in fact pursue. We're going to give you the government you expect and deserve.
Let me get this straight.
So after watching that video, and we talking about government spending, I don't understand why we got people firebombing Tesla, protesting Tesla.
I saw that.
Making the stock
painted pink.
Right.
Yeah.
Somebody, I seen a joke. Somebody said they put a Toyota sign on the back of their Cybertruck so nobody would bomb it. Like, it was just supposed to be a joke. Like, is that a Tesla? But like I said, even how Obama's speaking right there, Trump said the same exact thing. But Trump racist, he gonna cut all these benefits with the woo. Like, even the buildings that Obama was just talking about. We have a building in the middle of Brooklyn that nobody uses, that's been empty for this amount of years. The government has a bunch of buildings around America that we don't use. Elon Musk just came out a month ago, said, hey, we got a bunch of government buildings that we trying to sell off. Why is it when this person says something attached themselves to Elon Musk, or Elon Musk is not a government official, all this like, he doesn't have to be a government official to do what he come in to audit the government. Exactly. He can't cut this stuff. He's just saying, hey, this is a waste or fraudulent or stealing. And Trump go back and say we could do X, Y, Z because he has the power to do some of the stuff. And some of the stuff they got to go back to Congress to get a lot of this stuff passed. So it ain't gonna get cut. They just talk about it. Hey, if Congress passed it, this shit getting cut.
It's just red tape, and that's just a way to, hey, I don't like what you're doing, so I'm gonna find any and every reason to say why you shouldn't be doing it.
Right.
That's all that is. It's just like saying he don't even have on a uniform, but he found the dope.
Right.
What you mean? So now it don't make him finding the dope don't matter because he ain't got the police uniform on.
Yeah, that's stupid.
So, yeah, that's all that is.
The job getting done at the end of the day. That's how I look at it.
The results.
Right.
But like I said, you just got when you find out the power of public perception and a bias that no matter what Trump do or any of them do, the people that hate him gonna continue to hate him.
Right.
The people that like him gonna continue to like him. And that's whether it's Obama or Trump.
Yeah.
So you're not changing minds. Three things that I've found it as far as people, you're more likely never gonna change their mind on. Politicians, preachers, and I would say passions, but like your like the core beliefs, like happy wife, happy that type of if it's core belief, you're not changing that. They got to change it themselves.
Yeah.
So we can debate till we blue in the face.
Yeah.
It's not changing nothing.
Yeah, because like I said, even that's just one of many videos, and it's funny because I've been seeing Trump, he'll post videos like this all day long on Twitter. Like, why when Obama say the same thing I'm saying, which is really common sense? Like, the thing is, people come into the government and they have all these plans, which are I think most people just understand is just common sense shit, right? Yeah. After they get there, it becomes about lining your pockets. Every president they get in there become rich. The only one that has gotten to the presidency that has not gotten rich, that actually has lost money, is Donald Trump. That's the only president. But you can look at Obama. You come in, your net worth barely $1 million. Now you worth $500 million.
Because he got, I think, I don't want to misquote with because you can show the contributions that they get for their campaign. Man, it was fun about Goldman Sachs.
Yeah.
His contributions was in the upper 30-40s.
So like I said, just like thinking about that, like I said, I do think a lot of people get in these positions and they some of them want to help. Some of these are just lifelong. Like, think about the Senate. Like, now you got your son in the Senate. Now they insider trading and doing all this bullshit. And you wonder why? Damn, Jasmine Crockett didn't have this type of money before she became a congresswoman, and now 19 million? Your net worth 19 million? What? Now I see you with on a picture with George Soros' son. Then to find out that George Soros been funding you.
Yeah.
It makes sense now. Yeah. See, like all the conspiracy stuff when it come up, because now I think it didn't hit the fan and so many people that said it now. They just ain't hiding no more.
I truly believe I'm a conspiracy theorist at heart.
Yeah.
The camera don't get on anyone that it don't supposed to get on. Because there's so many people that we said the camera should have been on him, but it ain't on him yet.
Yeah.
So, shout out to Thomas Sotomayor being one of those.
Yeah.
He a veteran.
Yeah.
He got his own underground and his own following, but he ain't been magnified to the extent of, let's say, a Candace Owens.
Yeah.
Or Jasmine Crockett or any of these people.
And you gotta think about that, even just having that conversation. Thomas Sotomayor compared to Candace Owens. I would argue both of them kind of ruffle the same feathers.
I would say so. I think the only difference is that one is a woman saying something and a man saying something. The man is going to be way more rougher with his delivery, and women more specifically focus on the way you say things, not what you're saying, the way you're saying.
Yeah.
So Candace is a little bit more articulate, a little bit more cunning with her vernacular versus a Thomas Sotomayor. He rough, raw. I'm gonna cuss you out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call you out your name. I'm gonna be very hostile, and but I'm returning the energy you're giving to me.
Yeah.
So not saying he wrong, but this is just what it's gonna be perceived as. So women would disregard the fact that he's responding because he's in the man position.
Yeah.
You're supposed to have a decorum to where you don't match her energy. But why do she reserve the right to get out of character where I gotta respond in such a way?
It's crazy. Even just going to that, I know this go kind of. It's crazy how so much shit has got flipped on his head.
Yeah.
To where back in the day, women say, "I'm not going to disrespect you because you're a man. I know you could kill me with your bad hands."
Yeah.
Now it done got flipped as, "I'm a woman. You know you can do this. So why do you treat me as such?"
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's crazy how stuff has gotten flipped like that. At one point, women understand the respect. Now it's like the men got to understand their power and respect the woman because she's the smaller vessel.
It's selective. It's like religion. It's like a buffet line. I take what I like. I don't take what I don't like. I act like I ain't there, or I misinterpreted, or I misquoted intentionally.
Right.
But like I said, it's just a game, and that's why a lot of times conversation doesn't really solve anything per se, but it opens up and justifies my actions there for after.
You said conversation don't solve anything?
Yeah, it gets stuff started, but it's my actions that are the game changer.
Yeah.
So we can talk all day, but when we get off air, when we get up from this seat, what's taking place? Am I going to really stand on what I say? And if I do stand on what I say, my results are going to be way greater than me talking to you.
Yeah, I think it just depends because, like, I think the stuff that I say about, I live it too.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but your results are going to come from your actions more so your words.
I agree. I agree. I don't know because I feel like your words are so powerful.
Not like your actions.
The words are so powerful.
They are, but not like your actions.
Because I could just see people really have a grotesque response to what a Donald Trump will say on a podium. Even it could be the most cleanest, well thought out speech, just because he's speaking, saying stuff. Now you're trying to find a way to flip it or make it something that it's not.
I tell you what, you see him talking about the deportations and all that, getting them Hispanics out of here.
Yeah.
When he said it, there was little rallies. When he sent them boys, reactions were totally different.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So I'm saying it's what you say is gonna raise triggers, alarms, but when I put that shit in motion and really do my actions, yeah, we're gonna get a whole nother. You see it all. You see, we watch body cam footage all the time where the chicks out of rate, attitude, but when the cuffs go on and you know you about to go to jail, now I'm crying. You see what I'm saying? Now I'm pleading. Don't take me to jail. I'm sorry. No, you were just bucking on me.
I gotta go get my baby. I gotta get my.
Yeah, you just bucking on me.
If you had to go get your baby, why you up here acting like acting ass?
Yeah, I think in some eyes, Obama or Trump can do no wrong because you got the radicals on Trump's side too. But no matter what they do, when you buy into what this persona in person, they can't do no wrong anyway.
Yeah.
So it's no use to trying to say Obama bad to you. No, he ain't. He just, my pastor ain't really mean that. He meant this.
Yeah.
Man, that's full of shit. What you talking about? Well, you and I both know that's full of shit.
And that's kind of like I said, that's what we're gonna be talking about Wednesday.
Yeah, we gotta get
a
into it.
lot of y'all be holding y'all pastors to high regard as if they not human too. As if a lot of them just really ain't pimping y'all.
We gonna get into it Wednesday. We ain't gonna get on too much.
I'm just saying, and that's what a lot of when they had these Trump versus Obama conversations. I just think most of these people are there to just make money. Like we don't really know until we see the results.
Yeah.
You gotta wait till the dust settles. Like even with Trump, you gotta let's evaluate him after his 4 years. You survived him the first 4 years. Now you're acting like y'all gotta move out the country. You ain't finna die.
Well, people are gonna look at how comfortable they can get.
Yeah.
And that's what they're gonna grade him on. Hey, what you got there?
Jasmine Crockett has a net worth of $9 million. She has a $174,000 annual salary. She also earns income from rentals and real estate assets. She also comes from the wealth and passed the bar in 2006. She started practicing law. But yeah, they was talking about how most of her investments, like when I was listening, they were talking about how most of her stuff come from her net worth come from investing.
I can see that.
But they get that from insider trading.
Of course. 174,000 after taxes. What you busting? 120?
About 120. You got, and then like even her law firm, like they somebody looked at her law firm and they said she had like 2 employees for her law firm, quote unquote law firm.
The camera don't get on who it don't supposed to get on.
Then she out here cussing. Somebody slapped the fuck out of me. We beefing with this. She flipping a hat, doing the black girl, the black girl shit. She trying to keep that 92% lock for the Democratic Party.
It's very few people that break through this algorithm.
Yeah.
And are the true definition to say, hey, I didn't come through, the program. I kind of broke Charleston White.
Yeah.
I won't say Doc Duma because he ain't on the level. He popular, but Charleston White is very, very popular from a social media perspective, as far as his content being out.
You said Dr. Umar didn't come through that?
He did, but he still pandered. I'm talking about that went against the grain. The Derrick Jackson and Dr. Umar, they don't count because like a pastor at this point, you just sue the women and say what they want to hear you get in there. I'm talking about the ones that truly came against the grain. That's mass culture, like hip hop. Relationship, you listen to his stance on relationships. It's really not too many that then went against that natural programming that I need to acquiesce, and then got the fame and he got.
So, Ms. Jordan, are you saying that she got her money legally? Because if you know the right stuff, if you know the right things to invest your money in, you get insider trade. It wouldn't be nothing to get $9 million in investment. $9 million drop in the bucket when Nancy Pelosi worth 200.
Ms. Jordan vouching for
$200 million.
Yeah,
if you work 200, like you said, ain't nobody. Like I said, like Elon Musk said, you can't even see these companies that, like Elon Musk got on Joe Rogan and said, I want to say something, but I don't want to die.
Yeah, that's why I say a lot of stuff they put out ain't really what it is.
Yeah, so like I said, like even Nancy Pelosi, like you literally don't have any companies, or then like if you do have a company, it's like a shell company that's overseas or some shit. Yeah, so it's like y'all don't really have anything. Like Elon Musk, we know what he do.
Yeah.
Jeff Bezos, we know what he do. Bill Gates, we know what he do. $9 million with $174,000, and you've been in Congress since 2023. And like I said, I've seen people actually look up like a law firm and stuff like that. Come on now,
you flipping a lot of real estate to bust $9 million, and that's again network.
That's what I'm saying. That's a lot of real estate. Yeah, like I don't understand. Like
that mean all your plays went through at the highest turnout. But we know the real estate market up and down.
Yeah.
So like all your real estate ventures had to jump. Yeah. And you get the optimal return.
Yeah,
to get
like
$9 million.
Hold on, let me see. Hold on. Jasmine Crockett.
I got to do a little bit more background on Jasmine Crockett, but I see people that have different perspectives on her.
She said she completed law school and soon passed the bar exam in 2006. She became a public defender. We know they don't make money. A public defender for Boyd County, and later formed a law firm which handled car accident lawsuits. and took pro bono cases for Black Lives Matter activists. Pro bono cases.
Pro bono mean free.
That's what I'm saying. Crockett is a Baptist and a member of Delta Sigma Theta sorority. She says the sellers in which color market. Okay.
Miss Jordan vouching for a jab, man.
Well, Miss Jordan in real estate right now, I think.
Yeah.
So maybe she knows something we don't know. Maybe she gonna run up on her 9 million real quick and break us off some. What you think? Yeah. Look at how much people are paying for rent.
But you say she only been in Congress since 2023?
Yeah, 2023.
So and that pay 174, and she had 9 mil.
She had 9 mil.
Yeah, the math ain't mathing on that.
Right, it ain't mathing at all. Even if you passed the bar in 2006, in 20 years running them $9 million, that's a good feat too. So that's what I'm saying. Like most people, until you reach a certain amount, don't really just jump like that. Know the family background. From a reverend's daughter to a Democratic representative, know the family background and net worth of Jasmine Crockett. So she's a pastor's daughter. Depending on the church, maybe she got a lot of money.
Okay, so the church was fun. Okay, that would make more sense.
But it depends if it's a big congregation.
Yeah, you would have still already had the seed money to get your real estate going. And you just stacking that. You ain't touching it. You probably just stacking it. Now, I'm not ruling that out. I haven't done a lot of research on her to know what her financial endeavors.
I'm just reading the articles that come up about her money. Just Jasmine Crockett is not one to take it mellow. The American lawyer and politician who has been a U.S. representative from Texas, the 30th congressional district since January 2023, as a member of the Democratic Party, recently made a comment on the U.S. President Donald Trump that has taken the internet by storm. Without, I'm trying to see. It got a paywall. See, most of the stuff when they ask you about her stuff, I'm trying to research it on what it's at. If you're familiar, okay, congressional. What am I on? Yeah, I don't see anything about that. You ever notice that a lot of like the Democratic black women be married to white men? But they able to be pro-black. And the reason I said about this, did you see Jasmine Crockett on
she married to a white guy?
I don't know, but I'm just talking about just in general. And the reason I brought it up because like Kamala Harris, she supposed to be black, but she married to a white Jew.
Yeah.
But she was on Jasmine Crockett was on the Breakfast Club talking about, yeah, Tim Scott, Mount Byron Scott will think he get whitewashed because he got a white wife. What? How you able to just sit there and talk about this man like that?
That's common though. They get to critique freely.
Yeah, they get to critique freely, but if you say somebody them married to a white man, yeah, they say Jasmine Crockett shut down rumors about her net worth. See the.
Like I have to live a very poor life right now, right? Like,
and you could be getting paid.
I could be getting paid. I made more money before. I will make more money after. But right now, I am living not in the overflow. No, I mean
that ain't what the internet don't say, Jasmine.
Yeah, yeah.
Houses and you work
Eli, yeah,
$8 million.
Listen, no. I had to shut them down because first they said that I had a husband. No husband. Y'all. First they said I had a husband and they said that I was paying him $500,000 to keep me safe. And people were like, he should be doing that for free. And I was like, I don't know if y'all mix up the black girls or if y'all just think every black girl that comes to Congress brings a husband who has to live off. That's not what it is. Okay.
Right.
No husband, never been married, never been engaged. All right. That's number one. So then they said, well, she's worth $9 million and she's got all these homes. Let me tell you something. When I first got to Congress, about 2 weeks in, there was a case that I had been working for 7 years. It was a civil rights case, one of my last 2 civil rights cases, and I still got one pending. So just so y'all know, if I got to resign, I'm going to resign. But nevertheless, it It goes to trial.
Mhm.
I'm unable to participate because I'm not supposed to be, but I'm in this wind down period. It actually hits for about $22 million. All right. So ethics says you can't collect your attorney's fee on that at all. Now, mind you, I worked this case before I ever ran for Congress, right? So, like, that gives you an idea of how far they go
So you
when
didn't
it
get that
comes to
money?
the. No, but here's the deal. I would have resigned, and I will resign. No, I'm not finna play with my money. Like, y'all tripping, because I worked
Right.
on that case for 7 years.
Yep.
It was against a very small city that literally can't pay it. Now, if for some reason they go find the coins,
You
then
will resign.
absolutely, I'm resigning, forcing a special election, and I'll win, right? But I do have another one that is pending, and it's pending against the city of Dallas. And the officer in that case actually pled guilty. If the city of Dallas does pay up, you heard it here first. I am resigning, and it will be a 7-figure payday for me because as an attorney, yeah, we do have cases that hit for millions of dollars. It's not really
That's what
that
Ms. Jordan
odd.
is saying.
So, but
They get a third percent.
But how? But she has got paid. So how her net worth that?
Yeah, now that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. She hasn't.
She really got to get a third of a lot of big settlements to turn
And
it
she
up.
only talked about 2 cases. The one's still pending, and the other one she said they ain't got the money to pay. So even still, you talking about something that you have not got paid for. So where the fuck did you get the money?
Well, my thing is, why would you even address anything in that nature to where if it's accurate? Because I still got to see you every day, right?
Yeah.
We see how you live and we see how you moving. Man, you get out there. That's that new boy.
Yeah.
It's the big dog you getting out of. Okay, yo, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Stuff it'll make sense, but if I gotta address it, like imagine me saying, man, I ain't got that much money. It don't even sound right.
Right.
So why are you coming on here saying because you trying to cater to an audience?
Yeah.
That you feel you.
That's why I said, and that's why she been doing the cussing and the more the black girl, the little bonquincha, antics and shit like that.
Why?
Like,
Because why would Google just arbitrarily give you 8 million or 9 million? Why would they just attach it to your name?
Just for no reason.
And versus saying, well, she broke, because most time we would say, well, they ain't got that much money. It's undercut.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So why would I just say you got 8 million, 9 million when you ain't got that?
Yeah, that's
or if it's just so all the way off. So is it 4 million? That's still.
But like I said, why would you talk about just those 2 cases though? That you haven't, like, if she's an attorney, she got to be smarter than that. Why would you tell me about 2 cases? And I'm saying the internet say you worth 9. Listen to me. The internet say you worth 9.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you about 2 cases that I haven't got paid for. You think we stupid?
You're trying to pander to that audience, man.
You think we stupid? Like you gotta understand.
The thing is that I've always been a bleeding heart liberal. I have. So I was doing more.
You think we stupid? Because like I said, that's like me telling you, hey, say, I said you worth $100 million. Well, I ain't, I'm living check to check. I got these cases. It's $1 billion. I'm waiting on it, but they so poor they really can't pay me my $1 billion. But when it come through, I'm gonna be worth $100 million, and I'm gonna quit my job that I got right now. That don't even make sense. Like I don't know I don't know how you circle that, but it come on, guys, do deeper thinking. It ain't no deeper thinking to do.
We get the numbers got to add up.
The numbers just got to add up.
If you're in real estate, that means your real estate jumping to where your returns are in the 200%.
But think about this,
and that's everything.
She didn't even address no real estate.
Yeah,
she tried to act like she didn't have no real estate. Yeah. She said they said I got all these houses and stuff, and then she jumped to the case. We could play it back. She tried to act like she didn't even have real estate.
But again, the fact that you even addressing it shows it's BS in it. If they saying I got that much money,
we didn't even got to read a post. This is her on the Breakfast Club addressing it out her own mouth.
Yeah,
like if I don't have to read a post at somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Like if she's addressing it, I would think she would be able to articulate something that's very public and people want to know about, because that has been the issue of her, and a lot of people have an issue with Congress and representatives making all this money holding these seats. And she knows that. That's what I'm saying. That that's been a thing, and that people have been saying y'all are insider trading.
Yeah.
We know that.
We know that's a fact.
We know it is no reason for Nancy Pelosi, for Elon, it's no reason for Ford, I think it was Ford, to get a government contract for something, and Nancy Pelosi and a bunch of other Congress people to go and put that money in it before that bill was passed and make all that money.
Yeah, we would have to see what kind of real estate. But I ain't gonna harp on it too, because like I said, if you got that money, cool, and we ain't mad at you.
No,
But I'm like, why you addressing it is the issue, and who
because
you
she
addressing.
knows, like I said, because she knows that's a big thing that Americans want to know. How do y'all get y'all money? Don't tell me about the 2 cases you ain't got paid for. That makes no sense. You think because you're talking to, because you know most of the people that watch listen to the Breakfast Club ain't gonna be as bright. Because
They
I
waiting
was
on a drama moment.
Because if I was up there, I would say, "What Jab? You just told me about 2 cases you ain't even got paid for." Do that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Do you have real estate? Do you not have real estate? How do you invest in these stocks and companies? Like, let us know something, because you telling me about 2 cases you ain't got paid for.
Yeah, I don't see what it be. I wouldn't be addressing that.
It just doesn't make sense. This out your own mouth, knowing you're a lawyer too. Got your own law firm. I ain't that. Like I said, some things we were just as men. We know. I know I can't tell nobody this stupid shit. Just like me, we would just pick that apart.
We ain't got no call-ins tonight for our topics for miscellaneous Monday.
Miscellaneous Mondays. What we got for Wednesday?
Wednesday, we got some good stuff. Outrage Wednesday. False prophets are among us. Do you know who they are? We're gonna break down the Marvin Sapp controversy. We're also going to get into, it was something else we talked about. The
Marvin Sapp.
I forgot the content creator's name. I don't know if y'all saw this circulating on social media. It's very hard to watch. You got a call?
Hello.
I can't hear.
Hello. Hello. You calling into the show? All right, hold on. All right, hold on real quick. All right, what's your comment? Who do we have with us?
D.
Okay, what's your comment, D?
It's about the Trump against Obama, because you guys were talking about why people hate Trump so much versus Obama.
Okay,
how they can say the same thing. For the video you played about the government waste in the buildings, of how Obama could say it and nobody made a big deal about it, but when Trump and Elon said something about it, it was a big deal about it. I don't think it's so much about saying the same thing. I think it's about how they're going about it.
I said how they say it.
I think she's not talking about
it's not about what they're saying.
She's talking about you talking about like him employing Elon Musk to go in and audit the government and take they quote unquote gang of nerds and all of that. You saying that's the issue?
Well, that's an issue, but that's not what I was talking about at this point. At this point, I'm just saying, like, far as like getting rid of government buildings, Obama said he wanted to get rid of government buildings, and Trump is saying he wants to do the same thing. The difference is how things went about it. Obama went through the proper channel and did things the legal way through Congress, got permission, made sure these buildings were done. And it actually ended up happening. I know for a fact, being within the government for many years, that the government has downsized and got rid of a lot of buildings by incentivizing telework and remote jobs so that they didn't have to have buildings.
Now,
versus Elon and them have now just started signing leases to terminate them with no plans of where to move these people, what to do. They're like, there's no process being done.
Let me give you some pushback on that, D, and thank you for calling in to tonight's show. If let's say that current cabinet had a certain quota where I want to close 40 government buildings, but this current administration say, you know what, we want to close 300 buildings. I would assume my approach to the 300 is going to be a little bit more abrasive, a little bit more brash than the moderate of trying to do just 20. So I think it's going to be goal oriented as well as far as my approach. How aggressive should I be because my goal is higher than what you wanted to do? I need 300 closed. You only wanted 20. So I need to come a little bit more ferocious than you did.
Right. Like, and that's the thing I think.
But it's the right way and the wrong way of doing things. And then you're putting lists out to the media, like you accidentally listed some CIA places that are not supposed to be listed because of the way you're going about it is not proper, and you have somebody that has not been vetted and know the proper ways of doing things or what building belongs to who. You cannot put certain information out there to the world because now you're causing security issues and stuff. There's a proper way to do things and handle things.
Well, I'm gonna say this: when Trump got or ran, it had already been known that he had spoke to this a bunch. We're going to do things a lot differently because the issue with government is because of how it's been ran. The quote unquote proper ways that a lot of people talk about and how the yellow tape or the red tape and the minutia and the Congress and all of these bills and stuff that got to be passed is the reason that a lot of stuff is slow with our government. I get what you're saying.
That is true, and I agree with you. But
so,
think about it. If you have a family member,
I won't finish. So with that being said, I gotta take an axe. It's like you wanted to be like, it's like if we got a patient right now, I could take an axe and cut their arm off, or I could take it, take it a little slow and suture it a certain type of way. And I think Trump is going at it with an axe where you got the person that has been trained, I guess, more trained and doctor that's been doing this for so long, because Obama is a politician. We all and everybody understands this. Trump isn't a politician, and he's always said that. And the way the government works is kind of like bullshit. And I think most Americans can agree. Like if we just talking about selling buildings, okay, I might have messed up and put some CIA assets on there, but we talking about selling buildings. I shouldn't have to jump through all these hurdles just to sell buildings to make us some money now. Go ahead.
But there's a right way and a wrong way. And then you have to think about it like, what if that was one of your family members who now can potentially be hurt because you put their information out there on the social media on X? Because this information was not just posted on the Doge website, it was posted on X, where you're putting secret and sensitive information out there that can potentially not just hurt your family member per se, but it can also hurt the United States. The way you're going about different things. Like there was also during the whole firing process, a list of, I believe it was 20 CIA agents' names was accidentally released on X. So that's where I'm saying there is, and they were considered deployed, like at a duty station where they could potentially be hurt. How would you feel? Like, I know you're married. How would you feel if that was like your wife being one of them agents over there and her name is being released on the media because you have somebody that you put in charge of government efficiency who don't know the difference and is not going to get, not asking the questions that need to be asked before you act. I understand of taking the act and hurry up, get the leg
cut off.
So
Let me answer the question real quick. So you asked me how would I feel if they was like my wife or something. So if let's say I voted for Trump, which I did, so I'm gonna put out there I voted for Trump, right? So let's say I voted for Trump and Trump said, "Hey, we're gonna come in here and basically do shit differently and wreck shit." So as just on some man shit, if I understand that I voted for somebody that said they're not a politician, we're gonna do stuff that's out of the ordinary, that's not on the books, that's not by the law, not by the books, I would just live with the decision that I made pertaining to my vote. And I think most men that have that idea, that understand, hey, this is a person that has clearly told us and stated to us the way that I want to do stuff is not the same way that most politicians do and handle shit. And that has been the issue. If that was the case, I would just have to handle it when it comes to my doorstep, and I would be okay with the decision that I made. I wouldn't be like trying to personalize it, because that's what a lot of women do. They try, well, how would you feel if that was your wife or such and such? Like, you're trying to personalize it. And
okay, take the personalize out of it. It's as a United citizen, like as of we're now can be under attack where information that should not have been released is being released to our enemies. And it's that's all the time. That's the whole point. What they said about TikTok, and then they had made a whole government ban where government officials couldn't even have TikToks on their phone because they were saying that TikTok was recording and pinging buildings and stuff. So to see the layouts of certain buildings and stuff, we're always honestly under attacks and stuff like that. We're always shit getting released. We're always somebody emails or been doing something. That's always a thing. I think when we have these conversations, it's like more people they'll be like, oh my God, Trump is doing this. It's going to cause a government breach. Well, it's been a lot of stuff. We have shit like Watergate. We had a whole bunch of stuff in our American history that has been bullshit, that we always under threat. Like even 9/11. We got reports that the plane was going to hit the building, but nobody did. Well, they said, hey, we got reports all the time that stuff was going to happen.
happened? Which one do we know is true? Which one do we know is false? So we can't just go about trying to eliminate all of every threat or everything that goes on in America, because it's not going to be possible. It's 50 million people in America.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
I was just calling about why I feel like people look at them differently is because I just use that as one example, because nobody made a big deal when Obama deported over 400,000 immigrants. But it was just like I said, it's the difference of how one person's going about it versus another person going about it. And also, you're saying we want to save government money, but right now we have not saved any money. Like, you fired a whole bunch of government employees and now had to back pay them. And they're still getting paid.
It's only 2 months.
But they're being back paid. Like, how is that saving money? Talking about, I want to save this much money in my first quarter. You're not saving money. Like, when you cause hysteria and chaos, and you're just doing things a certain way without realizing the consequences that come, that's where people start having an issue. No one has an issue with him deporting people because, like I said, Obama deported 400,000 people when he was in office.
He had the nickname Deporter in Chief.
Yeah, he was a high. So I'm not saying that, doing the deportation, but like I'm saying, it's the way going about it. Like, we are. And right now, it's been several articles and several stories of how American citizens are being detained because of how things are going about. That's why people have a difference of opinion between Trump and Obama. It's not that Obama got to say something and then Trump said the same thing and it's a problem. It's not about what's being said. It's about how things are being handled.
Well, let me ask you something. If I gave you $100 and then Chris gave you $100, but we gave it to you in a different manner, but it ended up in the same result, would you really be concerned about how I did it? Is that really that big of an issue for you?
But that's not what's happening. It's not the same result.
I think she's speaking about as far as the approach that Trump had versus Obama, which is determining the perception of each character or each person. However, I think what said is driving is that the result of what I want and the result of what he was getting and want, I can't have the same approach. So it's not going to be something that's soothing, because in all forms of war, there are going to be casualties. So
that's true, but Trump's not getting the results that he wants right now because everything's being shot down by federal judges. Like, the results that he wants,
I think
it's not getting done.
I think you won't
the
see
way
results.
He wants it done.
I think you won't see results until 3 to 5 years from now.
Yeah, you have to. That's what I'm saying. You have to. It's only been 2 months, and even when you talk about just the back paying of government employees, he already said that before when he got in, he said we're gonna get rid of these people. And you don't think the issue is when people say, well, this has happened and this has happened, and then you go back and look at what Trump said. Trump had already said, hey, if y'all don't want to come back to work, I'm going to pay you up to September already. So you're already going to pay these people that you're going to fire. He already said he's going to do this. You don't think this already has been calculated? You mean to tell me person?
But that's not exactly what's happening. That's not what's happening is what you're saying. I get what you're saying. The whole deferred thing, I'm going to pay you through September, but that's not what is exactly happening.
So what you're saying? So I'm trying to understand.
That's not like what he said and what's actually going on for people that's not inside that world. That's not what's actually happening. So what I'm saying, like you're back. Okay. So his thing was he wanted to get rid of probationary employees.
Mm-hmm.
So he fired them all in February.
Right. I remember that.
And they were not supposed to get no pay. They were just supposed to have been fired.
Okay.
But they were not fired correctly. It was just a letter sent out and they were all fired saying for unsatisfactory when they even had paperwork proving that they weren't. So none of them people could even go get unemployment.
Okay.
So now a federal judge has blocked what he did, and now they have had to rehire every single one of them people
mm-hmm.
and back pay them and keep them on the books until they figure out until it's approved to be fired them again the correct way.
Mm-hmm.
So no one's complaining about the fact of the reduction of force of getting rid of it, because Clinton did it as well. Clinton did it when he was president. He got rid of a whole bunch of government employees.
Right.
But the thing is, it was not as costly to the American people because of the way he did it. He did it the correct way, where it was not costly. Had he had them do a reduction in force or what they would call arrest, then they would have just been let go and there wouldn't have been no money wasted. Like even today, there was an article which was proven to be true that the United States had paid $40 million for 400 immigrants in Guantanamo Bay, I think is what it's called. $40 million for 400 people.
Somebody in Guantanamo Bay?
Yes, $40 million was paid out total since some people been there for 400 people.
I'm confused why that's an issue when we have other cities that have been sanctuary cities when the border was open, to a point where you have Brandon Johnson in Chicago try to raise taxes on its citizens to the tune of $1 billion. Like, that's just one city. It's multiple cities like that. Why, when there's an issue, how Trump do? So that's what I'm saying. Like, you could go
because this is a short term thing. Like, I get what you're saying, but I'm just saying, like, what I was just calling just to say is the difference of why Trump is getting so much backlash is not because of what he wants to do. It's about I'm saying.
How he's doing it.
It's about how it's doing, because when all the numbers are said and done, are you saving the money
But
you're saying you're saving?
That's what I'm saying. You won't know a lot of this stuff until the time comes. You got to give it time. It's only been 2 months. That's what I'm saying. So
we've lost more money in the 2 months than you talking about of saving money, because.
Okay. Let's say right now we lost more money in 2 months. Let's say you lost more money in 2 months. I'm just gonna go with your scenario because I don't know. But let's say you lost more money in 2 months. Let's say something happens 6 months from now where we didn't got back that money and still saved in, let's say, totality of this whole year since I've been president. So 2 months we lost more money in this 2 months, but 4 months down the line I done got back way more money and then cut out. So like I said, you can't really just go by 2 months.
You can't. You're right.
That's what I'm saying.
But the way these lawsuits are going against him.
But every president get a bunch of lawsuits. Every president Trump had a bunch of lawsuits last time he was president, because he's always stated, and that's why I don't understand the confusion. It's not like he's bamboozling nobody. It's not like he's trying to pull the wool over anybody else. The way that he moved, he has already told people, when I get in the office, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. Hold on to your big boy britches. He even say, even about the tariffs, he said it's going to be a little pain with the tariffs. It's going to be some pain. So when people are talking about, oh, it's going to be a little bit of inflation, he's already said, hey, it's going to be some pain when I drop these tariffs. But hold on. You got to, like I said, a lot of this stuff you have to wait and see. You can't go off 2 months. And that's why I don't understand. It'd be crazy for me to be in a relationship and deem a whole relationship with somebody just based off 2 months when I've only been doing one thing with this person, just really having sex. We got to get through the honeymoon phase. I got to meet your parents. It's so many other things I have to do with this person to understand where they're trying to go. And 2 months based on this relationship that we have with Trump right now is crazy. I think 2 months if 2 months to do something like be a president, and you say you're finna come in and just ask all of the stuff out, and I got to go through all, like I said, the red tape, Congress, bills being passed, laws being changed and stuff like that, all the pushback, the federal judges that people put in place before me, or the federal judges that I thought was good and now it turned on me because, maybe they getting sponsored by George Soros, that came out and said George Soros and his son is sponsoring 73 or 78 judges in America to go against Trump, and that has been proven as well. So when you talk about the federal judges that has been going against Trump, it's like some of this stuff makes sense, but like I said, now we got to hire these people back for it to be inevitable for me just to fire these people later on down the line. And you could be like, well, you didn't go through the proper protocol, but just let their ass go now, because they're gonna be let go later, and I would have actually saved money if the judge wouldn't have flipped on me. So that's what I'm saying. With it sounds cool, but 2 months is not a long time to really judge anybody.
But then that hurt. I mean, the judge flipped because of the way they were fired was wrong. Like, that's 25. Like, I don't know how many people. It was around 25,000 people that can't even draw unemployment because
that part I did know. See, I didn't know they was fired in that manner where they couldn't draw unemployment.
Their letter stated for unsatisfactory. Their letter was stated for unsatisfactory.
Now that I ain't gonna lie to you. Now that's bullshit. Now that is bullshit. If that's the case,
they can't get any benefits. They can't get nothing, and it was done deliberately like that. The agency was ordered and directed by Elon of how to write the letters, and that's how it wasn't even proper English. The letters weren't, and they were let go.
They weren't proper English.
Jibber jabber.
They weren't.
Chicken scratch.
Well, none of our emails from Elon has been proper English. Like, they're not.
So you work for the federal government too?
Yeah.
So how did you feel when you got that letter? Tell me 5
I
things.
didn't get the letter. Well, I haven't gotten anything yet, and that's why I'm gonna say yet because there's more stuff coming. So and I got years of I got over 10 years of service. So
Okay.
military included. And
salute to
like
you.
I said, but no, what I'm saying is
thank you for your service.
Seeing the fact of watching these people be walked out and then they're trying to file for benefits and they cannot get anything because of the way they were terminated in that type of manner.
I got you. I understand.
That's what I'm saying. There's a right way and there's a wrong way to do it. You're saying you want to help American people, but then you throwing them on the street.
Like I said, I agree. I think anybody, if I can't file unemployment, to be abruptly fired, and you just saying my work is unsatisfactory, so I couldn't get unemployment. That's bullshit.
When you just had an appraisal saying that you were meeting satisfaction, you're getting awards for meeting your goals, but then you're fired for unsatisfactory.
Yeah, your evaluation.
And you only got a 1-day notice. I mean, besides the fact of not listening to the election, because I was like, well, y'all knew this was coming, so you had a notice, but literally you were told, you got an email saying show up to work the next day with all your equipment, and you fired. And you can't get no type of benefit.
And you know somebody that can send me one of their emails that they got? Or can you give me a copy of the email and send it to me?
I can try. I know it's been posted. Yeah, they're posted online. I know the guy Aaron Parnez. I don't know if you follow him on TikTok, but a lot of people have been sending a lot of the stuff to him, where you can see a lot of the stuff, a lot of emails being sent out has been given to him. And that's just you want everybody back in the office 100%. When you don't even have the space because the government downsized space these past 6 years. So where do you want to sit all these people you want back in the office? How do you say that that's a productivity of getting more work done when you have people sitting on top of each other?
I got you. Well, look, I got to run. I want to tell you thank you for tuning in. Make sure you call in when you got something you want to talk about, disagree. Feel free to always call in. We're going to be Wednesday, outrage Wednesdays. We got a good topic. Like I said, thank you for calling in, and don't be afraid to call in if you, like I said, even if you disagree.
All right.
Thank you. Take it easy. Bye. That was a good call, man.
Yeah, it was a good one.
So yeah, close us out.
Well, again, this is our third. Is our third miscellaneous Monday or second?
It's our second.
It's our second. I think this is. No, it's our second.
Okay.
Because I changed the thumbnail.
Okay.
Yeah, it's our second miscellaneous Monday. Like I said, Monday, Wednesdays, and Saturdays are days that we're going to stream. Wednesday, we're going to have a very good outrage Wednesday. We're talking about false prophets. We're going to get into the Marvin Sapp controversy, and we're going to get into, I can't think of this content creator's name, but we're going to get into abusive relationships on both ends. I think abusive relationships, it has increased.
Somebody abusive relationship.
Yeah, I think since the COVID era,
it has.
Domestic violence cases have went up a little bit. And I just can't see myself picking someone that would cause me physical harm. No matter what you see what I'm saying? I just can't. I try to wrap my mind around it, but
and I was about to say, you a man, but then I think about the dude, the little skinny dude named D.
Yeah.
His girlfriend beat him
whooping
up.
his ass. Yeah. Like I said, catch us Wednesday for Outrage Wednesday, same time, 7:30 p.m. We gone.